Hi, my name is Diva Taunia, and I'm here today on Theory Thursday to talk to you about reading the Treble Clef. Every Thursday, I'm going to present bite-sized snippets of music theory and how to read music to help you as a singer or an instrumentalist get better with reading and understanding the language of music. So today we're going to talk about the treble clef. There's lots of different clefs. The staff extends quite a bit, but we're going to focus on the treble clef for today. And this is the treble clef. You can see there's 5 lines, 4 spaces, and over here is the clef. This right here, this little bottom circle, it wraps around the G line, and that's called the G clef. And that's how you note what clef that you're in. Now, the treble clef is usually used by vocalists who are female or children, la, or higher pitched instruments like, for instance, the trumpet, or even the clarinet or the flute. Obviously, I'm a little bit better at trumpet and singing than I am at flute, but just wanted to give you an example of the notes that read in the treble clef. So when you look at this, it looks a little kooky, right? You can see there's 5 lines, 4 spaces, but it's like reading another language. How do you figure it out? Well, we're going to break it out into line notes and space notes, and that's going to make it a little bit easier. The first tip that I'm going to give you is always work from the bottom up. If you're trying to remember a phrase or count on your fingers or whatever it is that you're going to do, always work from the bottom up. And the first thing we're going to talk about are the space notes. That's the easiest thing to start with. There are 4 spaces on a staff in the treble clef. And you can see the first space is F, the second space is A, the third space is C, and the last space is E. A really easy way to remember this is by the phrase, your face takes up space. If you can remember that phrase, you can always figure out what note you're looking at by starting at the bottom and counting up. So let's say that you have a space note that looks like this. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't figure out what that note is. You say your phrase to yourself, your face takes up space, and you work from the bottom up. The first space is F, the second space is A, so that third space is C, right? So the next thing we're going to talk about are the line notes. There are more of these. There's 5. There's 5 lines on a staff. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. The first line note is an E, the second is a G, the third is a B, the fourth is a D, and the 5th is an F. A really easy way to remember this, hopefully you can see that, every good boy does fine. You do the same exact thing that I just taught you. If you didn't know what the note was, let's say this third line. What do I do? What do I do? You start at the bottom and use your little phrase, sorry I can't get my fingers right, to work up. Every, first line, good, second line, boy. Oh, that's a B. Easy, right? So now you can figure out any space note or line note on a staff. Now, just so you know, there are notes that extend past what we just talked about, and those use what are called ledger lines. We're going to talk about that in a different segment. For now, let's just focus on those 4 spaces and those 5 lines and get you reading some music. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at info@divataunia.com, or you can just leave a message in the comments and I'll be happy to answer it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you next Thursday for Theory Thursday. Thanks. Bye-bye.